Yo, welcome to another episode of Gaming with your boy, Mr. C. Guys, go ahead and open up your NAT, hook up your best Ethernet cable, and dust off your Stadia controller, because today we're going to be getting our first glimpse at Gods and Monsters. Immortals, Fenyx Rising. Please don't sue me, Monster Energy. Please don't. Mr. C. Gaming with Mr. C. Alright guys, so Stadia users do actually get a free demo of Immortals Fenyx Rising. You can actually check out a stream of me playing it raw for the very first time if you want to see more footage of the game. But I'm going to be kind of doing a review of the demo. So let's start with the story, guys. So the story actually starts with this god telling you the story, and he's immediately told to shut up because he's being too boring. Which is great, because that means the game doesn't take itself too seriously. Think that of Matt Hazard's Eat Lead, Stick of Truth, or even the recent Battletoads. Alright guys, graphically, as you can see, was actually quite a really good looking game. The demo did not support HDR, so the game did kind of lack some of that pop, and typically with Stadia, I kind of feel like it looks under-rendered. Not that the game ever looked bad. I definitely do think that come with these 4K powerhouses like PS5 and Series X, I'm going to be really wowed. Wasn't the case for the demo, but the demo did still look really good. It kind of takes this realistic, cartoonish look to the graphics. Think that of Fortnite, honestly. It kind of even uses that same color palette. Overall, though, I mean, the character models, the settings, it all looked good. I just was never like, oh. Alright guys, so the gameplay, the meat and potatoes here of the game. One of the things that I noticed off the rip very first was that there's a stamina meter. Think that of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Things like hitting your enemy, sprinting, even climbing are all going to use your stamina. So if you see this large mountain and you're going to climb it, you may run out of juice before you reach to the top and fall to your untimely death. I would imagine a lot like Breath of the Wild in the main game that this would be upgradable, so you can really scale those large mountains. The next part of it is the fighting. The fighting, if you've ever played Assassin's Creed, especially Odyssey and Origins, you're going to feel very comfortable with this fighting. You have your bow and arrows, you have your light and your heavy attacks, and you even have your power-up moves in this kind of wheel type thing. So guys, I'm going to be honest with you here. When I was playing this game, and I think even, Logan Phoenix over at Graveyard Gaming Podcast even said this, that it looks like Assassin's Creed. So a lot of people, even myself, I even know Logan Phoenix over at Graveyard Gaming Podcast has stated, man, this game just looks like a cartoonish Assassin's Creed. And when I loaded up the game, I was like, oh yeah, man, this even feels like it runs off the Assassin's Creed engine. However, and this is a big however, once I started playing the game, I jumped off my first cliff and opened my wings to fly away and glide to the next island. That thought kind of dissipated. And once I actually got to said island and was met with this giant puzzle to solve to get this harp so I can unfreeze this god, I forgot all about Assassin's Creed. Now, yeah, you're still going to be climbing things, but you climb things in a lot of games. The fighting's very similar, but the core mechanics of the game, that you're actually going to be solving puzzles and doing these over-the-top moves. Matter of fact, some of the powerhouse moves felt more like Fortnite than Assassin's Creed, with these pit of spikes jumping up or this large comical sledgehammer going on top of the person. I kind of forgot about Assassin's Creed, which is great. Matter of fact, what this demo did for me is it solidified for me that I'm going to be purchasing this game come December. Is it without its faults? Absolutely not. Most games do have faults. However, it sold me enough that Assassin's Creed's coming out in November. I'm not going to feel like I'm going to be playing Assassin's Creed, the cartoon version, in December. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking out this game, and I think you should as well. Gaming with Mr. C. 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 Gaming with Mr. C.